Hello, everybody. It's Friday. I hope you've had a great week and you're looking forward to a terrific weekend, perhaps even a date night or a family activity with your special someone and your kids. So, I want to talk about some conflict management techniques. One of the most powerful, least used techniques that I think that are out there is the idea of taking a cooling break in the middle of an argument where it gets heated. Uh, here's where the problem is. When we get flooded, physiologically flooded during an argument, that means that our heart rate is probably above 100 beats per minute. We've secreted cortisol, or stress hormone, and adrenaline. Our pulse is quickened, our breathing is rapid and shallow, and we're really in a place where we're truly flooded. It's like we're drowning in our own angst. And when we get to that place, there's a shift that happens in the brain. All right. Our higher level thinking skills take a back seat to survival. All right. So now our spouse, our boyfriend, girlfriend, our loved one is an enemy and they're attacking us and they're out to hurt us. And we have to defend ourselves or fight back or run away from that argument. That's how it feels. Now, that's not the reality most of the time. But when we get to that place of being flooded, then the critical issue does not become how do we solve this problem now or how do we talk through the problem, but rather how do we reduce our physiological arousal to the point that we can calmly, rationally resume our discussion. So, one of the most powerful things you could do this weekend is talk to your partner, talk to your spouse about making some agreements around conflict. If one or both of you begin to get heated and you're beginning to feel your heart rate rise, you're stressed, you're feeling the heartbeat strong in the chest, the breathing becomes rapid and shallow, we need to give each other permission to take a break. Okay. So this is where one person needs to maybe raise their hand and say, I need a break. I need to cool off. And can we resume this in 20 minutes? Now, that's actually 15 to 20 minutes is actually scientifically the minimum amount of time that the average adult needs for their state of arousal to come back to their baseline so that they feel calm and at their best self, their rational self again. So, here's a couple of things to make the most of your break. The worst thing you can do is to take a break, go to the other room, and sit down and think about all the things you should have said that would have really got him or got her, and then think about how when you come back, oh, I'm going to win. I'm going to, hit them with this or hit them with that, and I'm going to show them, I'm going to prove my point, right? That's actually the last thing we want to do because it keeps the argument fresh. It keeps our state of arousal up. And we're not actually calming ourselves down in any way, shape, or form. And we're not really going into a solution focused mindset. So, what we actually want to do is just distract ourselves completely from the fight, from the argument. This can be deep breathing. This can be taking a rapid walk. This could be even going for a quick jog around the block, perhaps reading a newspaper, a magazine, browsing, Amazon.com or something like that. Anything to get our mind off of the situation. And if we need that, our bodies may be in motion so we can kind of work out that feeling of stress. And at the agreed upon time, we've told our spouse, we are going to pick back up this discussion, honey. I promise you, we're not done with this, but I just need a little bit of a break. So at that agreed upon time, we resume that discussion. So that's the magic of a 20-minute cool down break. Now, one of the things that we need to do to make the most of this is to build awareness of what happens inside our mind and in our body when we're getting to that place of reaching the point of being flooded with adrenaline and cortisol. We can't rationally continue this discussion. So, what is that for you? That might be, flushed cheeks. That might be clenched fists. That might be, that rapid, shallow breathing. That you might notice your heart rate really rising. You may feel that strong feeling of anger or a vindictive even sense. If that's where you're getting to in an argument, please raise your hand and calmly say, honey, I need a break for about 20 minutes. Can we come back and finish this after we've had a chance to cool down? Never tell your spouse or partner you need a break because that's just going to escalate things even more. Own it and just tell them that you need that break. So that's a little bit about how to use a break in conflict. Hope that was helpful. Drop us a comment or a like and let us know what you think about it. And if you need some help learning these techniques and applying them into your relationship, watch some of our videos or reach out and call me and schedule a couple session. I'd be more than glad to work with you and your spouse, you and your loved one. Thanks, and have a great weekend.